Another point I made on a long forgotten video, which I'll try to re-record. In brief, my older daughter was slated for adoption without my knowledge, and when I signed an agreement to temporary care, unbeknown to me, I was actually signing an agreement to adoption. With that in mind, the staff at the hospital tried to make damn certain I never set eyes on her. I was young and naive. She was a breech birth. It was a very hard labour. I lost a lot of blood. I was pretty close to death. My baby was snatched away before I'd seen her. And I assumed they knew what they were doing. I was left lying on a trolley for an hour and a half in the delivery room before somebody remembered that I was actually there. And I couldn't get off it because I'd had an epidural. I was paralysed. Oh, God, feeling like death. Anyway, eventually 2 orderlies wheeled me back to the maternity ward, such as it was then. It was before the Princess Anne maternity unit. And I said to one of the orderlies, "Can I see my baby? I haven't seen my baby." "Oh, gosh, haven't you seen her?" So they came and they plonked her across my chest. Obviously, I was flat on my back. And I remember the mop of black hair, which I was told would fall out. It never did. It just grew longer and longer. Ringlets at 3 months. Anyway, that aside, my point is very simple here. I don't think she was swapped, but she could have been without my knowledge. And this must be the case in many, many births. We hear about mistakes that are made, but how often could this happen and it not be a mistake? I could have been given any baby and not know the difference at all. Whereas when my second baby was born, she was put straight into arms. Ken, I wish I wouldn't lose my train of thought like this. Well, the point is quite simply that this could be done very, very easily. And what about the women who... They threatened me with a general anaesthetic, not knowing it wasn't a threat at all, and I would have welcomed it. But if you've been put out, had a general anaesthetic and a cesarean, even easier to swap the children around. And for those who wonder why anyone would want to do this, simple. This has been discussed recently. The idea was to test nature against nurture and to find out whether a mother would love a baby not her own as much as she would love her own. I think the answer to that is no. I think by simple instinct a mother knows her own child. And I don't think, I'm sorry, oh dear, I'm going to offend people. Whoops, mustn't do that in this day and age. But I don't think women who are not, and I will say natural, women who are not the natural mothers, biological mothers, I don't think they love them, the babies, as much as the natural mother would, or does. Or at least that's been my life experience and what I've heard from various adoptees. And now adoptees will come on and say, "Oh, I was ever so happy I loved my parents." And they love me. I've never known an adoptee who was happy, put it that way, personally. So that was just another little point. I thought, oh no, I won't delete that one yet. Because there was the opportunity for my firstborn child to be swapped. And I'm not saying it happened. I'm certain my daughter is my daughter. But how very easy to do that if you are following an agenda. And who knows which people are following it.